dreams are made of.
Speaking Football.
Hello and welcome to Speaking Football. My name's Tommy Hay and I'm joined here in Madrid by my colleague Rubén Palomero for the 100th episode of this series. 100 episodes, Rubén. Unbelievable, no? Increíble. Unbelievable.
No lo puedo creer. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it either. Thank you to everyone out there for having joined Rubén and I over the last 2 years and being part of this experience. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Infinitely. Thank you. Well, if you're listening to us on the radio, remember, welcome. And also, a little round of applause. Nacho, can we get an applause? There we go.
I like it.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Nacho. If you're listening to us in the studio, welcome. And remember that if you enjoyed listening to Richard Vaughan live over the last hour, you can hear more from Richard after the show on La Hora Extra. So as always, stick around. Now, we have lots of interesting things to talk about on today's show. In a few minutes, we'll be discussing why fans of the English national team are excited about one of their latest young stars. You would say estrellas, no? Estrellas, one of their latest young stars. Rising stars is another thing that we can say, like que va subiendo, que va creciendo. That's one of their latest rising stars, Jude Bellingham. And in the second half of the show, Rubén and I will, of course, be challenging each other on our idiomatic expressions, which is in our section Juego de Palabras, play on words, not game on words. Play on words is what we call the section. We've only been doing it for 3 months, you know, and I can't remember the name of it. Yes, play on words. And we'll end the show, as always, with our weekly press review, where we will discuss, among other things, the expression tocar las narices in English, how to say that in English, as well as the possibility of a Lionel Messi return to Spain. So lots of interesting things to talk about in our press review. First, though, let's begin the programme, as always, by revealing the identity of last week's mystery player.
Mystery player.
Okay, you can kick us off with number one.
Number one, he played in his native country, Spain, and Italy.
Very good. He played in his native country, País Natal. He played in his native country, Spain and Italy. Very good. Clue number two, he won the league and the cup in Spain and in Italy. What's the name of the Coppa del Rey in Italy? Is it Coppa Italia or Coppa...
I don't know.
What it's called. Coppa d'Italia?
Coppa d'Italia?
Not sure.
Wow.
He won the Italian Coppa del Rey.
Italian Coppa.
And he also won the Serie A, which is La Liga in Italy. So he's won the league and the cup in Spain and in Italy as a player. Clue number three, Rubén.
He had a famous incident involving Julen Guerrero.
Very good. A famous incident involving Julen Guerrero, which we will be discussing very shortly. Clue number four. He's won 2 La Liga titles as manager. Now, I think this is the biggest clue of all of them. You could say the biggest clue of the lot. De todas las pistas. Yeah? De todas. La pista más...
Well, the Julen Guerrero's incident is very famous too.
That's very famous, but I think perhaps, I don't know, maybe people watching from outside of Spain. I think in Spain, Julen Guerrero, massively famous incident. But also the fact that he's won 2 La Liga titles as a manager. Big, big clue. And the last one.
Romario once punched him. Remember, to punch?
Exactly, to punch a puñetazo. Yeah, not a tortazo like we saw earlier in the week with Will Smith.
No, like we said, it was a punch.
A punch. How do you say tortazo?
Slap.
Very good.
Slap, torta. Punch, puñetazo. Very important to know it.
That's it. And I love that, the azo idea, which is a very Spanish thing to do. Azo, or you say azo on, like peliculón.
I love
colazo.
You like the azo. At the end of the word, because today in Play on Words I'm going to use it.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have an azo later on.
Something
in the
with azo.
Fantastic, very good. So Romario didn't give him a tortazo, he didn't give him a slap, he actually punched him. He gave him a puñetazo, which is another very famous incident. Who was our mystery player, Rubén?
Our mystery player was Diego Pablo Simeone.
Very good, and I think we have an image without
sí,
the chapa.
Claro, tenemos aquí a Diego Pablo Simeone. Ahí está. Talking with Schuster. You can look at in our Twitter. You have the information there.
That's it, yeah. And those of you watching on Twitch, you can see the photo of Schuster on the left in his grey Atletico Madrid kit with the Marbella sponsor. Just an iconic Puma kit there. And Diego Simeone looking very young, but to be honest, he doesn't look too much older nowadays. He doesn't look too different. Maybe the hair, he's got a bit less hair.
He knows how to get older.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say that.
You can say he knows how to get older or he knows how to age. In fact, my girlfriend is an interpreter and she's been working at a conference this week called the Madrid Fusión, which is a gastronomic conference, and she's been doing the Cata de Vinos. Do you know how to say Cata de Vinos in English? Wine.
Wine? What?
Any idea, Nacho, how to say Cata de Vinos? Cata de Vinos.
Tasty.
Taste, almost, yeah, basically, yeah, that's the correct verb. Tasting is what we say, like saboreando, basically.
Wine tasting.
Wine tasting is what we say for Cata de Vino. So she's been doing the wine tasting at Madrid Fusión, and this word age, envejecer, has been coming up a lot in our conversations this week. So, yes. So, sabe envejecer, he knows how to age or he knows how to get older. Very good. What winners did we have? Did we have a good list of winners?
For example, Jordi Nordic, dijo el Cholo Simeone, CPP, CPP no falla, Ramón Bayón, ahí está Simeone, David Mondíaz, que pone una foto del Cholo corriendo por el campo, Abel de Dios, Abel, por supuesto lo sabe, JR Barbancho, Víctor Alex García nos dice, the famous Diego Pablo Simeone, Simon Wan, the greatest Argentine midfielder, and he had the number 10 on your shirt.
Ole, on his shirt. On his shirt.
Sí, ha puesto your.
That's it.
Ole, ole, Cholo Simeone, Javier Montero, y también acertó Uriel E.B. And today, we have to say at the end of the program, we are going to do a sorteo. How do you say that?
A sort of raffle, you could say, or a lucky dip, you could say. A lucky
dip among everybody who know the answer of this week.
That's
it.
And
we have here, if you're looking at Twitch, you can see a lot of papers together, and we are going to select one in order to win one book.
Fantastic.
One Speak Football.
What one book? So you'll receive Rubén's Speak Football book in the lucky dip. Fantastic. Very good. We did get one extra message from Jose Ramon. Dear Rubén and Tommy, all 5 clues given this time for the mystery player are most valid. But the one that made me believe I was on the right track was no question the third clue. The third clue. So the third clue was as you said, Rubén, this famous fight with Julen Guerrero. I still remember the photo showing the cut. The cut, you could say, I don't know if you would say herida would be better. Yeah. The cut or the wound sounds a bit strong.
He
I
made
would
a
say
hole.
that,
Really?
Yeah,
a hole.
Yeah, he made a hole in Julen Guerrero's thigh, el muslo.
Sí.
The thigh. The mystery player was quite a tough person, quite a tough player, duro, no, quite a tough player. But also an excellent footballer, and later on he has also proven to be a remarkable football manager. Very good. I love him for his attitude and gestures. Yes, these actions, gestos, the gestures that he makes.
Obviously, it's incredible the change in Atlético de Madrid before he came.
Yeah.
And now Atlético Madrid is one of the big ones. They are always in Champions League, and it wasn't normal years ago.
No, most of my life watching Atletico before Simeone, they were okay. They were okay. They weren't great.
You can be in the UEFA.
Yeah.
You can be the 6th one. Be careful you don't have a bad season. Well, but now it's a very regular team.
Top team.
Top.
And a lot of it's thanks to them. Of course, I'm referring to Diego Simeone. Congratulations on reaching your 100th Speaking Football episode. Thank you very much, Jose Ramon. Well, stick around for the end to listen to that sorteo, that lucky dip or that raffle that we have at the end of the show to see if you guessed it right, if you win a book. Now, on to our next section of today's programme, which is, of course, our footballing cliche of the day.
They started on the front foot when you're on the cross. You know what the races
Cliche of the day.
Okay, very interesting cliche. Now, this one is from, you actually inspired me here, Rubén, because you posted this on your Twitter,
I know
didn't you? It's an article from the Daily Mail in England, and it's all about Jude Bellingham, who, as I said, is a rising star, a promising young football player for England and Borussia Dortmund. Seriously talented player and very young. I think he's 18 years old, which is just absolutely incredible given the level that he's playing at. What was the word that or the expression, the cliche that we had here? It was game changer.
Game changer.
To describe someone as a game changer. Now, a person can be a game changer and a thing can be a game changer as well. What did you translate this as into Spanish?
Nosotros lo traducimos como un jugador revulsivo.
Jugador revulsivo.
Yes, it's the player that in a moment when he comes to the pitch, he changes everything.
Yeah, exactly.
For the way that they are.
That's it. Yeah. So the player enters, or when the player plays, when he or she plays, it's he or she is a game changer. It just means that you can literally transform the match.
Yeah.
That's the idea. We also use it. We use it in another expression. If something's really good, it's entered into like slang. I don't know where it comes from. If it's America, probably America. And it basically means that, oh, this is amazing. It's la leche, la hostia.
Yeah.
This kind of thing is like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know? Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, you could say that Jude Bellingham is a game changer here. It was the parón de selecciones this week. How do you say parón de selecciones?
Parón de selecciones. I don't know.
How do you say descanso? How
Um,
do you say romper?
to break.
Break, exactly. So, descanso is break, and parón is also break. We say
Break.
Descanso de selecciones is what we say.
Oh, break.
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, international break. we would say.
International break or
International
what?
break.
or-
That's it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
international
exactly.
break. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
if you think about that, it's easy to know it.
That's it. Parón de selecciones. So this was the international break, and Jude Bellingham played. I think he played the two matches. He played against Ivory Coast and against Switzerland as well in the first game. The article from the Daily Mail is talking about the fact that Gareth Southgate must trust this teenager Jude Bellingham to be the creative force in the England team. Now, to trust someone, I like this article because it uses the verb to trust.
Yeah. Confiar.
Confiar,
You have to trust.
fiarse de as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people always make a mistake with this. Spanish speakers always make a mistake. They always say to trust in someone or to trust of someone. There's no preposition. You trust someone. Yeah. For example, if you want to say me fío de ti, you would say
I trust you.
I trust you. Not I trust of you or trust to
Es
you.
off fuera. I trust you.
That's it. I trust
Trust
you.
me.
That's
Fíjate
it.
de mí.
Very good.
Trust me.
And confiar as well. Yeah, fíjate de mí. Very good. Trust me.
Trust me.
If you want to say no me fío de él.
I don't trust you.
Very good. I don't trust you. And it can also be confiar. I think in Spanish you have two ways to say it. But in English it's the same. Confiar or fiarse de. Here's a question, Rubén. The English press are wanting Southgate, the manager, to trust the young players. When you think about the Spanish team, the Spanish national team, does the Spanish national team trust the young players at the moment?
Yeah, I think obviously very, 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 very much that Southgate in England. Especially.
So more than Southgate.
More than Southgate.
More than Southgate.
Obviously, in Spain, there is a very young team. Maybe one is of the weakness.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses, puntos
maybe
débiles.
Maybe it's that they
Or
are talking
debilidades.
about. We don't have top scorer. We don't have very, very old people, very veteran people with a lot of experience. There is a lot of young people with a lot of intensity.
Intensity, very good.
And they are starving.
Yeah, they're starving. Very good. They're hungry for
They're
success.
hungry for success.
That's it. Yeah, hungry for success. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I think in the last Euros, that's European Championship, that's something that people commented on was how young the Spanish team was. And you think about, I think it's only getting younger, to be honest, because if you think of the last Euros, I don't think Gabi was there.
Yeah.
I don't think who's the other one, Nico from Barcelona.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
think he
Gabi
was
is
there
going to be in the starting 11.
for the World Cup.
In my opinion, if they are Nico, maybe not.
No,
I don't know if even Nico is going to go to the national side,
No.
but Gabi, I'm sure he's going to play.
yeah, but there's a lot of really talented young players. So I think the future is bright for Spain. Do you know that expression? The future is bright.
Sí, es brillante.
Tiene-
Tiene un futuro brillante, prometedor, diríamos.
Prometedor,
Futuro
yeah.
prometedor.
Yeah, you could say tiene buena pinta. It's bright. It's a bright.
Good looking.
Yeah,
Javi is good looking.
That's it. I would say it's the future's good. The future's bright. In fact, it was the slogan, or would you say a slogan?
Slogan,
or
sí,
a
sí,
slogan?
decimos slogan.
It was a slogan of Orange. You know, the mobile phone company. It was Orange, no?
Sí, sí, sí,
It was the future's bright. The future's orange. Was the slogan of that. But I think the future's bright is, for the Spanish team because, as you say, they trust the young players, which is really good. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next section of the program, which is, of course, that time of the week where Rubén and I test each other's skill as linguists in our section that we call Play on Words.
Play on Words.
Now, I haven't been mixing it up too much. I've gone with 2 British expressions again to try and test you. Quickly before we start, could you explain to the listeners exactly what we do in this section? If
Yes,
they haven't heard
this is the
before?
section in which I torture Tommy with Spanish words. Bueno, Costa Rican words, Argentinian words, Mexican words, whatever. And Tommy has to try to find out the meaning. And I'm going to do the same with British. Ireland, and etc. words. Well, and that's the dynamic.
That's basically it. Yeah, normally I try to mix it up. I try to sort of variar. To mix it up is what we could say for variar. Intento variar un poco. I try to mix it up a little bit and give them Scottish words, Irish words. I don't know any American words. I don't think we've had American words yet because they're not
you have
big.
to find out the American words too.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not. I couldn't really comment on it. So I've gone for British words that we use in Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, whatever. Would you like to start with my word, or do you want to give me a word first?
Whatever you want. What do you prefer to do, Tommy, today?
I'm going to give you one because I think it's interesting because I know that the word exists in Spanish as well, or something very similar.
We are going to start with the word talismán.
Talismán. Okay, so in English.
El talismán de tu
That is an amazing improvisation from Nacho. That's unbelievable. Who's the singer in that?
It's Rosana. It's a Canadian singer.
That rings the bell.
Who sung a very popular song called El Talismán.
Okay, and the song's about football, I imagine, Nacho?
No, I don't think so.
That was brilliant. Okay, well, the talisman, interesting. Now, it's interesting that in Spanish, I think you have the tilde, the accent, over the A.
Yes, in the
talisman, you say. In English, it's the opposite. It's the first syllable. Talisman.
Talisman.
Talisman. Okay.
Talisman.
Now, what is a talisman?
Well, a talisman in Spain is something who gives you good luck. It's something similar to amuleto. Amuleto and talismán. Bueno, they are different. For example, un amuleto tiene propiedades de buena suerte por sí mismo. Y un talismán es algo que se ha creado para que te dé buena suerte.
Okay, so that's interesting. In English, you could say a good luck charm. A good luck charm. Charm is encanto, but a good luck charm is something.
Hechizo también podría ser, ¿no? Hechizo también.
Hechizo as well. That's like I think that's a hex. We would say in English, which is quite often a negative thing, though. I think a hex can be a negative thing. It can be like a
no. En este caso, un talismán siempre es positivo.
That's it. Okay.
Mi talismán es lo que sea.
Okay, but it's a good. Okay, that's a good luck.
Good
charm.
luck, yes.
Good luck charm.
Good luck.
Good luck charm. Yeah, we would say. Okay, so you could probably guess it's a positive thing.
Yeah, maybe because I wrote it in my book.
Did you write it in your
book?
The book
we are going to raffle today. yeah. For example, in a talismán es like como el jugador más representativo de un equipo. Es el jugador franquicia un poco, es el jugador que trae detrás de él muchas cosas. But you have you want to talk about a matiz, no?
I'm going to be more, I'm going to have a matiz. I'm going to have a slightly specific aspect of this, which is I don't think it's just that. I don't think it's just a representative player of a team. For example, Xavi was representative of the great Barcelona team, but I would never say that he was the talisman. I would never say he was a talisman of that team.
Yeah, because he's the most important player.
Again.
Jugador franquicia.
Pero eso es muy subjetivo. That's very subjective, the most important player. Nacho, would you like to kind of give us an opinion on this? Like, what are you thinking at the moment? I think that you're looking... Tienes dudas, you have doubts, I think. Talisman.
I understand that it's not necessarily the best player, but the player that if he plays, the team wins, always win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody is going to know that, for example, in the talisman in Barcelona in 2006 was Ronaldinho.
I wouldn't say so.
No?
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say... I'm going to give Rubén half a point here because he's basically in the right direction. But a talisman is the top scorer in a team.
Top scorer?
The top scorer. The player that scores the most goals. Yeah. That's what we say. Yeah, the player that scores the most goals. So, máximo goleador de un equipo.
I'll say that it's been like the more representative of the team.
Sometimes they coincide. You know, they're very often the same player. So if you think of, for example... Iago Aspas, in the Celta de Vigo.
Yeah.
He's the best player. He's that's not.
Yeah.
That's objective. He's the best player. He's representative of the club. He's Galician. He's he's from there. He supports the club. But he's the maximum scorer. He's the top scorer. But only that reason makes him the talisman. You can't be the talisman if you're not the top scorer. That's my.
For example, you imagine that
opinion.
Maxi Gomez is still playing in Celta de Vigo, and that year Maxi Gomez scored 30 goals and Iago Aspas 27. Would you say that Maxi Gomez is the talisman in Celta de Vigo?
You can say that they're both talismen. They're talismen.
Oh, talisman. The talisman.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like we would say that they're both. You could describe them both as being a talisman. Yeah. Because it just means that they score lots and lots of goals. Okay, if the season's in process, it's impossible to know who will be the talisman at the end of the season. But if they're going neck and neck or codo a codo, I think you would say, shoulder to shoulder.
Codo a codo.
If they're close to each other, they're both tallies. You could describe them both as being the talisman. So I would say the maximum goal scorer is a talisman. So it was a bit of a trampa, a bit of a trick there.
Yeah,
it's not just a good luck charm.
When I was finding out for the book, when I arrived to Talisman, the description they gave to me was the more representative player in that team.
I'm not convinced by that. I think it has to be the top scorer. Whenever you read it in the press, start looking in the press, those of you at home, when you're reading about the word talisman, where does it come up? It's always the top scorer.
Always.
I'd say so.
If I found a talisman in a team and it's not the top scorer, we can dispute about it.
I'll buy you a Lamborghini. How about that? Okay.
Okay. I'm going to try to find my Lamborghini.
Okay. That's it. Right. Let's move on to
my turn. Where do you want to go? We can go to Mexico or Costa Rica.
I was watching a documentary about Mexico the other day, so let's go with Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, in Mexico, we are going to try to find out this word, and the word is.
We can get it there.
Calcetinazo.
Interesting.
What's that?
Okay, so a calcetín obviously is a sock.
Yeah.
And then we've got an azo.
Azo. You love the azo.
What a sock.
What a sock.
What a sock.
What a socazo.
What a socazo.
What a socazo.
A super sock, calcetinazo.
Se dice calcetinazo, no solamente en México, creo que se utiliza también en Centroamérica, porque he visto algún comentario en Guatemala también, relacionado con qué es un calcetinazo.
It's obviously something which is big. So the implication with azo is that it adds power to something.
Sí, en Spain, when we use azo, pues estamos engrandeciendo la situación, ¿no?
That's it, yeah. So azo on, like peliculón, you could say it was a great movie, no? A great film.
Peliculón.
Azo, golazo, it was a great goal.
Un great goal.
And you're saying it's a great sock?
Un calcetín muy grande, también puede ser un calcetinazo.
Yeah, we're going to have to go for an example here because right now I'm thinking of someone that has very big socks.
See, I am going to give you a sentence. The sentence is a sentence I found out.
Okay.
The sentence is Roland pega calcetinazo ante Ustari.
Very good, exactly. You didn't try a Mexican accent there. You only do accents for Argentinian people. That's very unfair.
Roland pega calcetinazo ante Ustari.
Roland pega calcetinazo ante Ustari.
Muy
That's
bien.
It just sounds like Speedy Gonzalez. That was Speedy Gonzalez is Speedy Gonzalez.
Very popular in Spain too.
Yeah. Rob listening in the studio probably remembers Speedy Gonzalez. The accent is a very, very, very Mexican. I think he was Mexican, but the voice actor, the actor de doblaje, the voice actor was so good at the accent that he even made the mouse sound Mexican. The guy didn't speak Spanish, but he was very, very good. Anyway, back to the point. Calcetinazo. So it's a powerful thing. It's a big thing. Pegar, the verb pegar, calcetinazo, makes me think that it's something related to shooting or striking the ball.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
So it's striking the ball. Ante Ustari. Is Ustari a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Right. It has to be like something similar to like un disparo muy fuerte, no? Like a really strong shot.
I think it's clear.
Yeah.
It's a kind of shoot.
It's a kind of shot.
The question here, you have to find out what kind of shoot they are doing.
What kind of shot he's
Shot. What kind of shot.
So, calcetinazo. Is it perhaps with like, it's hard to describe this, like with the laces, with the cordones? with the laces.
Como con el empeine.
Yeah, like a really, like with a powerful shot, no? It has to be a powerful shot.
Is that your final answer?
Let's go for it, yeah. Let's go for it. I was generous with Rubén. Let's see if he's going to be generous with me.
Ok, un calcetinazo es... Es un tiro flojo y mal pegado.
Ah, so it's the opposite.
Oh,
Ah, man, calcetinazo.
un calcetinazo.
So it's true that you can have
Lo has
a...
pegado con el calcetín, no has dado ni con la bota.
That makes sense. It's almost like as if he's taken his shoes off.
Yeah.
And he's done it for that reason. Ah, very interesting. This game makes you think a lot. Okay, we're going to take a quick break now. We have 2 more words for the beginning of our next section. Stick around, quick break and we'll come back in 4 minutes. Hello, welcome back to Speaking Football. Now, Rubén and I were just challenging each other on some difficult football expressions in our respective languages. We discovered an interesting matiz, an interesting layer, an interesting shade of grey, an interesting facet of the word talisman in English, where my opinion, my experience is that it's related to a top scorer. If you say that David Villa was the talisman of Spain's World Cup winning team, for me, that means it's the top scorer. But in Spanish, it's more of a good luck charm, something that you have.
Yeah, and when I was finding out this word, I thought this was more related with a more representative player, like the jugador franquicia, we say in Spain.
Yeah.
For example, 1 year David Villa scored more goals than Messi.
Yeah.
I've never said that was David Villa the talisman player. However, was Messi.
But it's of a team, the talisman of the team. You wouldn't say the talisman of the league. You say the talisman.
No, I'm
of the
talking
team.
about team. Messi Villa played.
Oh, of course, in Barcelona. In
the same
Barcelona.
team.
I'm with you. Yeah, but you could say it for both. The talisman.
I want to know your opinions about that.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna ask. I'll ask in English on Twitter and see what people say, because for me it's the top scorer. I could be wrong. Well, okay, I could be wrong. There's always a possibility. Anyway, right, it's my turn. I think,
Yes, your turn.
Okay, so word number 2.
Number 2
is another classic. Now, I would be very surprised if this wasn't in your book, but I think it's important. I think it's very important. And be very, very, very careful with the pronunciation of this one.
Oh my God! I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it. I'll say sitter.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Good. You don't want to add an extra H onto that word. You don't
No, because that's another thing.
Muy vulgar.
Remember, if there is an H, it's be another pronunciation.
Which is not. It's too early in the day to talk about what that means.
S-I-T-T-E-R.
Yes.
You can say sitter.
Very good.
Or sitter.
Sitter, yes, sitter is what I would say. Not to be confused with setter, which is una raza de perro. Yeah, a setter, an Irish setter. It's sitter, S-I-T-T-E-R, like sentarse.
Eso es como sentarse. Bueno, I know what a babysitter is.
Exactly, so the spelling is the exact same as babysitter.
Como una persona que cuida.
Yeah,
¿no?
sitter.
Un cuidador.
Yep, exactly.
Un cuidador. Y en fútbol, no creo que sea un cuidador.
No.
Entonces, I'm going to ask you for a sentence.
For a sentence. Okay. So let's see. It's very difficult to give you an example.
It's a word I never use
no,
in a sentence.
It's one of the most common things that we use in football.
Okay, don't tell me a sentence. So it's a common situation.
It's a common situation, yeah.
It's a football situation.
Yeah. Can I tell you that it is a negative thing?
A negative thing.
It's a negative thing. Okay.
Who's negative? Could be a tackle, very dangerous.
Could be.
And you are sitter at the end of the tackle.
Oh, yeah. Do you think like the tackle is so bad that you have to sit down? Is that what
when
you think?
You make a mistake, or when you receive a card, a yellow card, or a red card. But you have to tell me a sentence. Imagine you are the person who are commenting the match and something happens, and what do you say?
Okay.
What a sitter.
What a sitter.
You can say what a sitter.
So we know that it's a noun. Yeah, it's un sustantivo. It's a noun.
So there is. I am going to get a game for that.
Okay.
I imagine there's been in the history of the years a lot of players who had that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Or they did that. They did a sitter. Can you tell me an example?
If I give you the verb, you're going to guess. If I give you the verb,
No, don't
you
give me
guess.
the verb, but you can tell me, for example, Messi, sitter in a very famous match.
Okay, I've got one.
Give me one.
Probably the most famous sitter in the
Yeah.
history of the Premier League. I'm really sorry because he's your friend. Fernando Torres
Yeah?
against... Now, who was it? I think it was against Manchester United. I believe it was against Manchester United.
Manchester United playing with Chelsea?
Playing
maybe?
with Chelsea.
And dribble the goalkeeper, and then when he's going to score, an easy score.
An easy goal.
I think they know it. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
What did he do? So he dribbled round the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I remember the match. I
Yeah.
remember the game.
goal.
He dribbled it, and he was alone with.
Yeah.
I remember with his left foot, and it was going to score because it was un gol cantado. Era un gol cantado,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
he made a mistake.
That's it. Very good.
So a sitter is when you have a great chance and you
Miss.
miss it.
Miss it. That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
well done.
sitters.
Exactly. So the full expression of this is to miss a sitter.
To miss a sitter is fallar un gol cantado.
Fallar un gol cantado. Yeah. So he missed a sitter. If you want to say, for example, acaba de fallar un gol cantado. If you want to say, you could say he just.
He's just missed a shit. A sitter.
Ha caído en la trampa.
He caído en la trampa.
He's
Es que
fallen in
mola
the
más
trap.
decir con la H.
He didn't miss a. He missed a sitter.
A
is what we
sitter.
would say. Yeah, he
Miss
missed
a
a sitter.
sitter.
Very good. Estás
Gol
jugando
cantado.
con fuego.
No, in
playing with
Spain,
fire.
in Spain, for example, we have the Julio Salinas sitter, the Loyola sitter.
Yep.
There is a lot of them.
Morata has missed a few
Morata
sitters.
in the last Euro Cup.
Yeah, but he also scored a lot of goals as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something
yeah.
you have to remember.
Yeah, for example, in Spain we say in la memoria colectiva.
The collective
In the
memory.
collective memory, we have Julio Salinas, Eloy Olaya, and there is a lot of players.
Torres is the most famous one in the Premier League. I think is the most famous sitter in the history of the Premier League.
Yeah, really?
It was so bad, and because as well he was playing for Chelsea, and he'd had a what we call a goal drought, which is a sequía de goles, is what we say. How would you say that in Spanish?
Sí, sequía de goles.
Sequía de goles, a goal drought. I don't know how many games, but it was crazy, and then he missed that chance, and it was just terrible. It was an absolute sitter.
Nah,
a
Chelsea
total sitter.
wasn't happy because the results in Liverpool and Chelsea were being different, and Chelsea paid a lot for him.
50 million, I think it was.
Yeah.
At least. So it was a lot of money, and he missed that very famous sitter,
Yeah.
so it wasn't very good.
Okay.
Let's go to Costa Rica.
Yeah, we are going to Costa Rica. Pura vida,
Pura vida.
pure life. Well, I say pura vida. You
Pure
say-
life.
You can go there. You go to Costa Rica. You are going to hear to pura vida around 200 times per day.
Yeah, you're going to hear it a lot. You're going
And
to hear
that's
it a
true.
lot.
That's true because you're going to enjoy a lot of.
I
pura vida.
have a friend called Freddy Salazar, his name is, and he's from Costa Rica, and he's a big fan of the Costa Rica national team, and I think he's been at every World Cup.
Well,
that
Costa
they've
Rica
been
is
to.
fighting for the fourth position.
Yeah.
And he has to play a match against Arabia Saudi or
They have to play a match against Saudi Arabia.
Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
They have to play a match
Well,
against Saudi
we are
Arabia.
going to find out the Costa Rican word. The Costa Rican word is estar en milpa. Me encanta estar en milpa.
Estar en
Nacho ha
milpa.
puesto cara de decir qué idioma es. Sí,
That's it.
estar en milpa es una expresión que se utiliza en el fútbol en Costa Rica.
Solo
Puede
en
que
Costa
más
Rica.
sitios, puede que más sitios.
Okay.
Pero en Costa Rica. Centroamérica hay mucha influencia.
Okay. Now this is okay. So obviously it's something to do with scoring because the
Yeah,
example
and the
sentence.
sentence is hizo un gol en milpa. Y
hizo-
te puedo decir lo que es milpa.
¿Qué es milpa?
Mira, te voy a decir lo
What's
que es.
milpa?
Milpa es un agroecosistema mesoamericano cuyos principales componentes productivos son el maíz, el frijol y la calabaza.
Okay, so let's go through this. Maíz, corn. Frijol, bean.
Beans.
And calabaza.
Pumpkin.
Like we spoke
Smashing pumpkin, remember it?
Yeah, smashing pumpkins. And also last week we spoke about dar calabazas, which is to knock
Exactamente.
back. To knock back.
To
Yeah,
knock back.
To knock back. Very good.
Sí, es como un sistema de una metodología de agrícola.
Estar en milpa. Hizo un gol en milpa.
Hizo un gol en milpa.
That doesn't help me at all. That really doesn't help me at all. Hacer un gol en milpa. Okay, so could you... Is it a spectacular thing to do?
No, not really.
No.
No. You're thinking about Rabona or something like that.
Yeah,
Starting
or
Milpa.
some kind of or like a chilena, like
Una
like
chilena.
an overhead kick
No.
or something. No, it's nothing spectacular, but a goal in Milpa, and it's an agricultural thing. So I'm trying to think of agricultural ways that you can talk about football. And Milpa, so Milpa is the group of what corn, beans, and
Sí, es un sistema, digamos, la milpa es un sistema agrícola,
uh-huh.
en el cual es una metodología de cultivo,
Okay, so the methodology, the way in which
que no
you
tiene nada
cultivate
que ver con lo
things.
que lo utilizan, pero te he contado un poco lo que es el milpa.
Okay, but I'm going down the wrong track if I start to think about plants and
Sí,
agriculture.
son cosas.
Okay,
Think they are cultivating.
okay, think about man, that's so
Tom
difficult.
is lost.
I'm so lost. I think Nacho's lost as well, though. He's not the only one.
I have a clue.
You have a clue? Can I ask for Nacho's clue?
Ask
Nacho, what's your clue? Enlighten us.
If it's what I think, for example, Morata is known for scoring a lot on Milpa.
Oh, Milpa goals.
Very good, Nacho. You're very clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's famous for scoring a lot of Milpa goals. With Thomas Muller, I don't know if you know enough about Thomas Muller.
Thomas Muller, the Bayern Munich player.
Yeah. Does he score a lot of these goals? Goals in Milpa.
No. In this case, in my opinion, the only player I can use like an example of this is Morata. I don't think more. It's very difficult to have a statistic about this one, but if I don't have it, this information, but my sense is, and I've heard about it, Morata is one of the players who is in this agriculture system the whole day.
Right. Well, we're gonna have to move on quite soon, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. But I think I'm gonna have a guess. Okay. Javi says Iago Aspas better than Morata. Interesting. Iago Aspas doesn't score a lot of goals in Milpa, or maybe he does.
Yeah, a lot of players. Well, now it's very difficult to score a goal in Milpa. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. But Morata used to be Milpa.
Okay,
Used to be Milpa. It's the only player I'll say that in this moment.
Okay, right. I'm gonna guess something that I think was it's wrong. It's just wrong. Okay, I'll tell you what I was gonna guess. I was gonna guess un gol que sobra. No es importante.
Un gol que sobra, que es importante. Nacho, puedes darle todo el botón. No, estar en Milpa es estar en fuera de juego.
Oh my God.
Y Morata sí, está mucho en fuera de juego. Le pitan muchos fuera de juego. Claro, sí. Además, lo he oído muchas veces.
Estar en Milpa.
Estar en Milpa es estar en fuera de juego. Hacer un gol en Milpa es hacer un gol en fuera de juego.
Yo había entendido, I had understood that Morata scores a lot of goals when he's offside.
No, Nacho ha dicho que no mete muchos goles porque muchas veces está en Milpa.
Ah, right. Okay. I was thinking that because Morata scores a lot of goals, but they're not always important. They're maybe when it's like 4-0 to Spain and he scores
Morata
two.
tiene como la tendencia a estar muy cerca siempre de la línea y le pitan muchos fuera de juego.
So están
I
fuera de juego,
remember a
están
match
en Milpa.
against Barcelona who 3 goal cancelled.
3 goals were ruled out. 3 goals were cancelled, you could say. I would say ruled out or chopped off, we could say.
Chopped off. For being in Milpa.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. For being offside. There you go. Fantastic. That's a brilliant one. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. Fantastic. Well done. Okay. Now we're approaching the end of the program. I want to have a very quick look at our next section, which is, of course, our weekly press review.
Press review.
Fantastic. Farun says, who is Morata? What do you mean, who is Morata? He's the top scorer that Spain have ever had in the European Championship.
Yeah, and the other day he scored the same goals than Butragueño.
That's amazing. So he has the same record as Butragueño. Morata is wonderful. I know you're kidding, Farun. I know you're kidding. Morata's a good player. Although a lot of people, I think, as Javi says earlier, yeah, a lot of people believe that Iago Aspas is better than Morata, but for whatever reason, no sé por qué, I don't know why, Luis Enrique doesn't pick him he doesn't choose him for the national team. Okay, now on to our press review. Good news for our Peruvian listeners. Peru could possibly be going to the World Cup. The article from the Guardian newspaper is that Peru set up potential meeting with Australia after they won a World Cup playoff game. So to set up, I really like this verb. Really like it. It's a very, very good phrasal verb. It means lots of different things. What does it mean in this context?
Well, obviously it's not configurar. No, in this case,
no.
more es eliminatoria, ¿no?
No, so it would be like basically they enter, they set up. They are going to be playing against Australia. So they set up a match like meterse. I would say meterse. So they set up a quarter-final game. They set up a semi-final game. They set up a playoff game with Australia. So it's very good news for them to go to another World Cup. They were obviously at the last World Cup in the group with France and Denmark, and I can't remember the other team, but they were in France's group. Very difficult group for them to be in. And it looks like if they beat Australia, if they're winning against Australia, they could be there again. I like this word set up because in football, it can also be used for, well, you said it can be configurar if it's something. You can also use it for montar, like montar una empresa. Yeah, montar una empresa, to set up a company. But in football, it's also for dejar de cara as well.
Dejar de cara.
Dejar de cara.
Playing football, when keep past you when te deja de cara la pelota.
That's it.
So set me up.
Yeah, like the third man, for example, like Lukaku does this very well. He uses his body, he controls the ball, and then he sets up his teammate. Yeah, to set someone up is dejar de cara. That's what you would say. To set someone up for a cross, to set someone up for a shot, things like that. So that's a good way good expression. But it also means like meterse en una situación. Yeah, they set up a quarter-final playoff game. A World Cup playoff game with Australia. So good luck, Peru. You know, I like Australia as well, but I really like Peru and their fans and their people, and I love their strip is fantastic. Their shirt, the Peru shirt, is very similar to Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah, I like it.
It's just a cool thing, a cool country, and a cool shirt. So good luck to Peru. Messi, there's an article from Diario AS here in English, talking about an interview with Joan Laporta on Catalan radio, where they were discussing the possibility of Messi coming back to Spain. And what Laporta did was he poured cold water over the possibility of this happening.
Vertió agua fría sobre eso. Verter, me encanta to pour.
To pour. Exactly. If you want to say, if you work in a bar, what you do is you pour the beer. When you go like that, when you pour the beer, what would you say in that context? Like, verter, exactly.
Se usa como verter.
That's it, okay. Lots of people don't know how to pour a Guinness. Guinness, Irish stout beer. Very important to know how to pour a Guinness well. And a lot of people in Spain don't know how to do it.
Sí, aquí es cuando aquí se tira tirar. Si se da cerveza, se tira la cerveza.
Tirar la cerveza, exactly. So, like, a lot of people in Spain don't know how to pour a Guinness.
Yeah,
a lot of people in England don't know how to pour a Guinness.
It's very important to know how to pour it.
That's it, okay. Or, especially for Irish people. Irish people with Guinness are like Valencians with paella, or Italians with pasta.
Yeah.
They're very tiquismiquis. They're very picky. Very, very picky. So you have to be careful with that. Anyway, so Joan Laporta poured cold water over the idea of Messi returning to Spain. So basically, no va a pasar.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. How would you say that in Spanish? Like,
no va a pasar.
No va a pasar. No. But the idea of pouring cold water over.
Bueno, tú puedes decir echar un jarro de agua fría.
So it's echar un jarro de
agua fría.
Agua fría. So that's exactly what Laporta did. He poured cold water over the idea of Messi coming back. So very sad news for Barcelona fans. One very important to me, and the next article is all about the Old Firm derby. Now, what two teams play in the Old Firm derby?
Celtic and Glasgow. Celtic de Glasgow and Rangers.
Rangers, yeah. So we say Glasgow for both teams, actually. We say Glasgow Celtic and Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah, but in Spain it's very common to say Celtics and Glasgow Rangers.
And Glasgow Rangers, yeah. It's not true. They're both from Glasgow, yeah. It's the same with Manchester. Spanish people say El Manchester y El
City.
El City. No, they're both Manchester. Manchester City, Manchester United.
Yeah, that's the reason why, because Manchester United has been the most popular team for years.
Yeah.
And now, when City is a very important team,
That's true.
you have to look for a new name.
You look for a new name, yeah. So, it's true. Well, we would say City or United. Yeah. And in the case of the Glasgow teams, we say Rangers and Celtic. Or you can say Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic. But this weekend, anyone listening, this Sunday, is the Old Firm derby between Rangers and Celtic. The league is very close, very, very close. In fact, Rangers have the possibility of clawing back the lead at the table. To claw back. A claw is garra, like on an animal, and to claw back, it would mean to...
Como agarrarlo, ¿no? Atraparlos. To claw back like an animal tried to catch you, to hunt you.
More or less, it's remontar, actually.
Remontar.
So Celtic are winning the league by 3 points. And Rangers are looking to claw back. So they're looking to remontar. They're looking to come back, basically. Anyone listening, Sunday afternoon in Spain, I think it's about 1 o'clock Spanish time, figure out or Google it wherever you are in the world to find out. Watch this game. It's always good. Always good, the Old Firm derby. And lastly, just before we go into the mystery player, Gareth Bale. We have to talk about Gareth Bale. Very good article from, I think it's the Daily Mail newspaper again. To wind up.
Wind up.
Remember, what did I say at the beginning of the program?
Sopla hacia arriba, ¿no? It's something like to pull your leg.
Stronger.
Tomarte el pelo.
Molestar. Tocar las narices or tocar...
To wind up, como viento hacia arriba.
Yeah, that's it. Well, no, not like viento. Viento is wind. It's the same spelling, but wind is like to do this, like a road, like bend. To wind is like. Would you ever say serpentear? Serpentear. A road can wind like that, so the pronunciation is wind. There's a song by the Beatles, "The Long and Winding Road."
Wind the road.
Yeah, the long and winding road. So if you wind somebody up, basically it's to annoy somebody. Tocar las narices, basically, is the idea. So the article is all about how Bale is good at winding up the Spanish press, and it's a chronology of all the times he's wound up the Spanish press, which is very funny. He was very angry about the way that Marca were treating him during the week because they wrote this, what I thought was a very unpleasant article. Calling him a parasite and things like that. Really not very nice. And Gareth Bale was very angry at this. But the Daily Mail decided to take a kind of funny reaction to this, and they posted all of the times where Gareth Bale has wound up the Spanish press, which is very, very funny. Now, we don't have too much time left, so just before we end the programme, I would like to have a quick look and do a little sorteo, a little lucky dip, for this week's Mystery Player. Nacho, you can join us as well.
Mystery Player.
Okay, now this is the very big... are we going to do the sorteo now? Or are we going to
we are going to the Mystery Player, and then we are going to pick one.
Okay.
And we're going to go the winner.
Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. So would you want to give us clue number one?
Number one, yes. He's the top scorer of a World Cup winning team.
Very good, exactly. Top scorer of a World Cup winning team, un país campeón del mundo. Number two, he won the Copa del Rey with 3 different teams. Ha ganado la Copa del Rey con 3 equipos diferentes. He won the Copa del Rey with 3 different teams.
He won the league with 2 different teams, too.
Very good, exactly. He won the league with 2 different teams as well. Very successful career. Even more successful, he won the World Cup, he won the Euros, and he won the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
So everything that there is to win, he's won, more or less. And number 5.
And the number 5, his father was a miner.
Very good. Minero.
Su padre era minero. There have been a lot of people who know the answer. We are not going to say in the program, but we have here all of these one.
From last week, no?
Yeah, for last week. And Nacho is going to be the innocent hunt. You can say that?
There is no...
He's Nacho. And Nacho is going to select one, and we are going to say who won the book.
Okay, so we would say he's going to draw. He's going to draw the name. He's going to draw the name.
To draw the name. He's moving it. And the winner is...
Tony Sánchez.
Tony Sánchez is the winner.
Tony Sánchez.
Sí, Tony Sánchez. Thank you very much, Nacho.
So what's Tony?
Selected Tony.
¿Qué va a recibir? What's he going to receive?
He's going to receive Speak Football. We are going to send an image for Twitter. and we are going to send the book to him.
Very good.
Congratulations, Tony.
Fantastic. Congratulations. I don't know when your birthday is, Tony, but that can be an early birthday present or a late birthday present
Yeah,
for
people
you.
say, Nacho face rebel. Yeah, we did it here, Speaking Football.
Nacho never been on the... I suppose we've only recently started with Twitch, so yeah, I think that's one of these things. Well, congratulations to Tony. Congratulations to everybody who got the correct answer. It really wasn't very... it hasn't been very easy sometimes. I think that last week was a little bit easier. We'll see if you get this week as well. Listen to the 5 clues. If you think you know the answer, of course, you can write to us at speak_football_ and let us know who you think the next week's mystery player is. Thanks to those of you who joined us on Twitch, and if you're listening to us on Vaughan Radio, stick around with us here for La Hora Extra, which is Richard's show, which will be on for the next little while. Thank you for joining us as always, and we will see you again